What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We are back with something new. We got why? What do Europeans really think of the U.S. as an American living in the Netherlands? This was another channel that was recommended to me. I already checked out my Merry Messy Life, and we back with another one. I ain't gonna lie, I forgot the name of it. And
Welcome
let's see, Soul to Soul Travels. That's what it's called.
back to Soul to
Soul to
Soul.
Soul Travel. So we here with Soul to Soul, and we finna check this out. I honestly forgot the name because it popped up out of nowhere. I was searching in the comments and stuff, and I seen it. And I was like, you know what? Let me check this out because I was checking out different, culture shocks in Germany, and we got some in the Netherlands again. So y'all hit that subscribe button, send down those recommendations. Let's check it out.
Welcome back to Soul Travels. Day 9 of the lockdown. Tammy hasn't managed to kill me. I haven't managed to kill Tammy, so all is good up here in this apartment. I came across this article today in Yahoo, and I'm just going to go ahead and read the title to you. It says, non-Americans are sharing things Americans aren't ready to hear. And buckle up, their opinions are absolutely brutal. I agree with some of this. I don't agree with some of this, but we're going to go ahead and cover it right now, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion about each one of these points. Next on Soul to Soul Travels.
Ooh.
All right, so here we are, and again, like I mentioned earlier, I came across this article. Non-Americans are sharing things Americans aren't ready to hear, and buckle up. Their opinions are absolutely brutal. Obviously, as somebody that's grown up into the United States all his life, and we have been living over here in Europe for 5 or 6 months now, and Tammy and I have done our fair share of traveling around the world and just experiencing different cultures and different lifestyles and whatnot. So I think we're kind of qualified to judge some of these opinions right here a little bit. But anyways, so let's go and let's check out the first one. All right, so here's the first one. I'm just going to give you a second. I'm going to do the screen grab so you can go ahead and read it, throw it up. A lot of your favorite food brands make better versions of their products here. Americans often get the short end of the stick. I don't know about that. I think personally, and I'm just giving my personal opinion, I just think it's a matter of where you grew up and where you didn't grow up. I can tell you this, before I came over here, I was not a cheese fan. I've grown to love cheese. You guys definitely have here in the Netherlands better cheese.
It's probably because it's real cheese. We have that fake cheese down here. Or we may have some real. It just depends on what type of cheese you buy. Certain companies, I feel like we do have some authentic cheese. You just gotta find it, buy it. Somebody mentioned Aldi's in the comments that I seen, and Aldi's is a place that I feel like they have authentic cheese. He mentioned food. It do depends on what you eat. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I like chocolate. I don't eat chocolate every day, but when I tasted their Swedish chocolate, it was good. It was real good. Because it definitely will take away that chocolate taste that had eaten like a Hershey's bar or something. Like, you can tell the difference. You can tell a major difference.
I mean, that's for sure. Love the cheese. So I think that is nothing more than just where you grow up, where you think your food might be better or might not be better, or how it's improved or how it hasn't improved. But nevertheless, I think that's just a matter of opinion, to be quite honest with you. Let's go on to number 2. Okay, so number 2, you can look at it right now, throwing it up. You are the foreigner from me in around 220 countries. Yeah, that's true. I will give you this. Some Americans don't like to hear that, but I think that's far and few in between. I think they all understand that if they're traveling to a different country, they are the foreigner in that country. But nevertheless, I agree with that. Nothing to argue with there. Let's move on.
That's straightforward, straight to the point, man.
Okay, number 3. We've kind of covered this one in the past before, but here it is up on the screen. American bathroom stalls are exposed. I'll leave that off. As a grown man can crawl under one of them, and vertical gap has enough gap and to make a full eye contact with anyone walking by. Absolutely, without a doubt. Cannot argue that one bit. And that is one of the things that I absolutely love about being in Europe. When you have to use the stall, that stall is all yours, and you don't have to worry about anybody peeking in at you. So I agree with that one 100%. There's no argument there on it.
The only store that I know, I don't know about the bottom, but like on the side door, Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is the only place that I know, like, you can't do no peeking in on somebody or nothing in their stall. I mean, unless you, of course, the urinals don't count, but you know. But I think Buc-ee's may be the only place I've seen that you can't really see nobody in the stall type thing.
Let's move on to number 4. Number 4. Take a look at it. Many countries get a minimum 4 weeks paid vacation leave for the employee and paid maternity leave even for the father. I think the United States is kind of coming around a little bit with the maternity leave. The paid vacation standard is 2 weeks, and the longer you're with the company, it builds up more and builds up more. But the sad part about that statement is, and the sad part about the vacation in the United States, is people are afraid to take it for fear of losing.
They ain't
their
gonna give them
job,
the whole 2 weeks in a
being
row.
gone too long. They feel comfortable with 1 week. 2 weeks is kind of really the max. I know Tammy and I, we really sit down and we discuss whether we want to take a 2 week vacation that might even extend into 2.5 weeks. It's kind of scary. But nevertheless, that is an awesome thing here in Europe and in the United States. 2 weeks vacation, and people are afraid to take the 2 weeks at that. A lot of them are. Anyways, so number 4, yep. Let's move on to number 5. Okay, number 5. Oh man, I really couldn't agree with this statement more. I really can't. Staying alive isn't something that should cost more than a person's net worth. That is so true, and that is very typical of the United States. As an example, Tammy has a friend that has a rare respiratory disease, heart disease, and I really don't know what it is, but here's the deal, is they gave him medicine for a month to check it out and see if it works, and after that, it is literally $20,000.
Oh my gosh.
$20,000 a month. So I agree with you 100%. I am sure it doesn't cost $20,000 to manufacture that drug, but yes.
Oh my God, man, that made my head hurt. 20,000. Oh my, that's wild.
This is something that should cost more than the person's net worth.
That is sad.
It is sad in the United States, but it is very, very true. And people are dying all the time because they can't afford their medication. But nevertheless, I agree with that 100% in my heart. So let's move on to number 6. Okay, number 6. The amount of food you waste is wild.
I ain't gonna lie, we do waste a lot of food.
I mean, it is insane the amount of food in the United States that gets wasted. In the United States, big portions are the norm, and the bigger the portions, the more it attracts people to eat. And Tammy and I both have gone to restaurants and ordered just a regular meal and had the meal placed in front of us. And it's like, there's just no way we're going to finish this. So, I mean, we should have split this whole thing right from the start. But yes, food is wasted. It's unbelievable. It's
and
sad.
then don't even mention, like, I know a lot, we forget to mention that if the food's not right, usually they will take the food back, probably make you something new. I know somebody said that in Europe, they don't do that too much. Like, somebody mess up on your order or stuff, you can't just take it back or something. I believe somebody told me that, but yeah, usually if somebody mess up on your order, you can take it back. Even at Walmart, you can take your items and stuff back and stuff. I know y'all said can't do that in Europe. Can't do that.
Especially when it could be donated. And there are places that will donate food. But once again, it is true. There is a lot of food waste in the United States. A lot.
Too much.
So let's go ahead and move on to number 7. Okay, so number 7. This is a pet peeve even of most Americans, that's for sure. And there are a few states that get around this. It is the way you add tax to everything at the till is mental. Just tell me what it costs on the picking label. Absolutely. I would love that too. I really, really would. And there are some excuses why they don't do that or why they should do that. But the bottom line is they can figure it out. Just put it on the label. And it is
They're
so
just
nice
being
here in Europe.
lazy.
It is so nice in Europe. When you walk up and it's €5.99, that's exactly what it costs. €5.99. Or if it costs €10, that's what it costs, €10. So I love that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. So wish that they did that back in the United States as well. Let's go on to number 8. Okay, number 8. Here it is. Check it out. Treating your president like someone you worship is bizarre. As an Aussie, I don't understand worshiping the royals either. It seems in the United States we have somewhat gravitated towards that, especially with the last president that we had. I mean, there was a lot of obvious controversy going on there. I can tell you this is from when I was younger, even a child, to where I am right now, things have definitely changed. When I was younger, even a child, the president of the United States was somebody to be absolutely respected. What they said was what they said, and you took it on face value. To where we are now, that honestly, you just really can't too much trust what's coming out of the government, much less the president or
That's why
Congress.
I was still trying to figure out how Trump even got into office. Like, it goes to show you just need money to be the president. If you have money, you can get in a high position.
It's too much trust what's coming out of the government, much less the president or Congress. It's just it's a tough political situation in the United States right now. So I don't understand it either, but I still feel that the people in the United States really need to respect the office and need to respect the person that's in the office, as long as they are not breaking any laws. So anyways, number 8, wow, that's a heavy one. Yeah, I don't understand it either, except they need to be treated with respect.
Yeah, respect. That goes a long way. That's a two-way street. But I feel like when I was younger, and I know he's probably a good amount, a lot older than me. But when I was young, I never seen like people having flags from like the president and stuff like that. Like, I think growing up, I know for sure elementary, I think it was George Bush. I never seen George Bush flags or nothing like. When Trump ran for president, I started seeing Trump flags and all that stuff everywhere. That's why I was like, when did people start really just getting into the presidency like this? Like, there's flags everywhere. Like, who does that? Nobody never had those things.
So anyways, let's move on to number 9. Oh, number 9. Yeah, that's kind of a little bit of a loaded gun. It just really depends on what side of the fence you're standing on here. Number 9. The U.S. is a great place to be rich and a bad place to be
Ooh,
poor.
facts.
Yeah, it really.
Facts.
I would agree with that. So it's, yeah, I don't have a lot to say about that. It's a tough sentence. It's brutally honest, but it's true. It's very true.
Yeah, because I started seeing in some other states, like, they were like almost like arresting homeless people and for setting up tents and stuff at certain places or sleeping in certain areas and stuff. Like, I think it's getting even worse for homeless people. It's sad. It's a sad thing.
Move on to number 10.
They're not even providing solutions for them.
Number 10. I like this one. The quality of your fast food is absolutely horrible compared to that of Canada's. I'm referring to the same chains, Burger King, McDonald's,
Those two
etc.
can be horrible.
Again, I think it kind of just depends on, you could be right about this, by the way, but I just think it kind of depends on what you grew up with, what your palate is. Maybe you do get better burgers from Burger King and McDonald's in Canada than you would in the United States, but I grew up with burgers in the United States from McDonald's and Burger King, and I love them. I absolutely love them.
It just depends how fresh they are. It depends if you got to go at the right time to get them fresh.
Had my way, I would eat burgers every single day from Burger King and McDonald's. But whether it's horrible compared, I think it's just where you grew up and what your flavor is. That's all. So with that, let's move on to number 11. Number 11, check it out. You do have an accent. Can't disagree with that. That's for sure. If you're coming from the Netherlands or France or wherever to the United States, you have an accent. If we're coming from the United States to the Netherlands or France, we have an accent. So I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Let's move on to number 12. Number 12, it says, it's okay to have health care not tied to your employment with a massive fat middleman in between. Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think that most Americans would agree with that also if it brought their premiums down, that's for sure. But that's not the way that it works in the United
Not
States,
at all.
sadly. But living here in Europe now, the medical and dental that we are receiving over here and that we signed up for, the cost and the way that it's handled, to me and in my opinion, far superior than the United States, just far superior. So with that being said, I would agree with number 12 without any problem at all. So let's move on to lucky number 13. Okay, so number 13, it's sad, but it's true. Number 13, here we go. School shootings are almost uniquely an American problem. The rest of the world is disgusted. Truly, the need for children to practice active shooter drills is unfathomable. Horrible for us.
I definitely agree.
It really is. And it's really funny because I just came across on Instagram a lady that happened to move from the United States to the Netherlands. And she was talking about what it's like being Dutch and the most Dutch thing that she's seen, et cetera, et cetera. But somebody asked her what was one of the nicest things about moving over here, and her comment was pretty straightforward. And it was she doesn't have to worry about her child being shot, dropping him off at school and leaving him at school. Sad, but true. And I think most Americans would agree with that statement as well. It is sad, but this stuff does happen in the United States, and once again, it becomes a very political and heated debate. They can fix it if they want.
I feel like nowadays they really trying to fight fire with fire. If you think about it, like some people's solution is, hey, we need gun control, gun safety, gun laws type thing. Other people's solution is, wait, arm the teachers with guns, get these kids bulletproof back. Are these kids going to the army or something? Like, we got 7-year-olds basically preparing for the army. You trying to get them bulletproof backpacks? Give the teachers guns? Now we basically trying to fight fire with fire at this point. And from my understanding, fire that go into fire just creates a bigger fire. It's crazy. It's ridiculous.
But they choose not to for whatever reason. And once again, I'm sure there is money driving that.
Facts.
So, nevertheless, number 13, yes, it is uniquely an American problem, and it's sad, but it's true.
But true.
So, let's move on to number 14. Hope 14's got something down. Okay, so here it is. I'm going to throw the screen grab up right now. It says, obviously you can read it, turn the volume down, you're too loud. I think my wife would tell you that when I talk to people, especially when I'm on the phone, I don't know why. I am a loud person. I'm just naturally loud. And I think most Americans are naturally loud too. And I haven't really, I'm going to start to kind of take note of this as I go along, and I'm trying to lower my voice a little bit. But I have noticed that the people around me, wherever we travel, are less vocal, I should say, is not quite as loud as I usually am. So I'm trying to take note of that and bring my voice down a little bit and use the indoor voice. So anyways, thank you for that. I probably would agree with you that there are a lot of Americans, a good percentage, are loud.
That's a fact.
That's just kind of the way
then of course when you hear, like, if you know you loud and everybody else loud, like, nobody really that loud, but you're going to be able to tell somebody getting louder than the usual though.
Are a lot of Americans, a good percentage, are loud when they talk. That's just kind of the way they express themselves, I guess. So, but anyways, let's move on to number 15. Oh yeah, this is a good American favorite, number 15. Forcing students to go into
Whew.
debt for
Yep,
further
yep,
education
yep.
is disgusting. One should be able to get more education without having to risk never financially recovering.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, if you want to know if this statement is true or not, why don't you ask her and see what she says about that statement. Yes, it is absolutely true. What it costs to have an education in the United States beyond high school is just mind-boggling.
It's ridiculous to me. We definitely gonna have to ask Anastasia because I know I owe a good amount. It's not as much compared to other people's, but it's like it still shouldn't even be that much. But I feel like if people or kids that straight out of coming out of high school or anybody in general want to further their education, that should be a choice. It should be free. I should be complaining about the amount of work I'm doing, not that like what should stop me is if I, have the mental capabilities and want to actually further it. I know a lot of people I graduate with, smart people, like top 10 in our class, like probably top 20 in our class, at least I would say. Because not everybody get a scholarship. Even when you get a scholarship, it don't cover everything. It don't cover too much. Cover a good amount, but it don't like you still got people that have to come out of pocket. Like I knew people that had to wait and go to college later because they already knew I can't afford this. I can't even go because I can't afford it. That shouldn't be a that like in America, that shouldn't be a reason somebody shouldn't want to further the education to better their life and get a better job. It shouldn't be the case of I can't afford it. That is very disgusting. That is very disgusting. If I want to do something better with my life, of course I know that learning more it can cost, but this should be something that can better people's lives. It should be inexpensive. Like, 'cause to be honest, when I went to college, all they told me was to buy this book, and that was on Amazon, and we just went off the books on Amazon. So at this point, you telling me I could have really taught myself if I just got these certain books. The only thing you give me is this piece of paper at the end that just states that I completed these courses. I don't understand it. Like that should be free. That should be free. Like, and then books are super high. Books are super high. They shouldn't be. It's just a money grab. Like now they're paying athletes, which is good because they made $1 million off of LeBron James just in high school. They made $1 million off of Johnny Manziel to the point they was able to build a whole section of a new stadium. Why? Because this young man playing football brought a lot of money in and didn't see none of it. What was the most he got? Got drafted to the NFL that didn't last long. Like he probably made more for that college than he made in his NFL career. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. That's why I don't like. I'm like, if it's a certain career, I'm all for college, but college is not the only way. Especially with how much they're trying to charge, is not the only way.
In the United States beyond high school is just mind-boggling. The cost is just phenomenal. I don't even really want to get into it. It's disgusting how much they charge for books. It's disgusting how much they charge for tuition. It is just it's a sin. But nevertheless, yes, you are 100% right on that. It is disgusting what it costs to get an education in the United States, and they really think they're getting a better education. But nevertheless, let's move on to number 16. Lucky number 16. Let's hope something good comes out of this one.
Oh, you got a part. You got a part two. I was wondering, man. But no, those points they were. I mean, I could agree with all those as well. I think his only disagreement was like the food type thing. It depends on where you're at. But maybe personally, I like to eat. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind. Like if it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. If it look good, it gotta taste good. But all the other points, like, can definitely agree when it comes to school, college, when it comes to school shootings and stuff like. We pretty much start being trained to make these things like routine and make them seem normal. oh, it's happening, so we gotta adjust it. We shouldn't have to adjust to almost getting shot. Like, do things happen? Yes, but trying to arm your teachers, trying to put bulletproof backpacks in for kids, and like, they don't go to school for that. School is not a war zone. What do they need those things for? You don't know how people are going to react in certain situations. So that's just my little opinion, TED Talk type thing. But I appreciate you guys for sending me this channel, Soul to Soul. Definitely going to check out more. That's all I have for this video, guys. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Send down those recommendations. And y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.